Hi everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, from whenever you'll be watching this recording from, and as you're from wherever you're calling in from as well. Today I had plans to show us a little bit of price action and probably structure and a little bit here and there, but because of time, because I don't want to, I wanted to do advanced patterns as well now, but what I would want to do today instead would just to concentrate on the advanced pattern, just to see if I can get all of them out of the way. I won't be taking the examples today. I'll probably take examples on the next session. But for today, I just want to identify the different patterns and how to identify them. What are they and what are the ratios? And how do you identify them? On the next sessions, I'll probably be looking at the examples and how you really identify them on the charts and how you treat them. Now, again, advanced patterns are just tools, just like Fibonacci, Ochimoku, and what have you. They are all tools just to be able to help you to trade the market. You should have one strategy that you learn and know very well. Then these tools are just, for me, they are they're just to create confluence in the market, just to give me a little bit of confirmation, but I don't necessarily take trades based on them alone, just like I don't take trades based on Fibonacci alone, so what I basically trade is price action structure, and also adding a little bit of demand and supply here and there. But my trading strategy is price action and structure. So, okay, it's just so I don't make this video too long, because I intend to make it as short as possible. So it's easy for you to watch and pick up the processes in the strategy. So for the first one I'm going to be looking at is the Gartley pattern. But before I go on, I would like to show you a picture of what they look like. Now, if you look at this picture, you would see them. You see the bar pattern. These are the ratios. You see the butterfly, the ratios that you should be looking at to be able to create them. And then this is the Gartley. If you come to our library, you would see a number of these patterns as well. Yeah, they are. Look at what they look like. For me, I can't really tell you, if I look at the patterns, I can't really tell you this is what the bats looks like. This is what the butterfly looks like. This is what the Gartley looks like. It's irrelevant to me. What I'm really particular about is just to be able to identify the ratios. Use my Fibonacci and identify the ratios. If I find my D level, then I can trade. But I'm not really concerned about what the butterfly looks like, or what the Gartley looks like, or what the crab looks like. So even if I see them, I may not know them. I've only been trading them for just a few weeks. So I'm not really concerned about the look of them, just the ratios. Okay, so this is what they look like. If you want to have a good look at them, we'll have another one here, but this doesn't tell us, doesn't give us much information. It just gives us the ratios. It don't really tell us what the names are, So back to the photo I showed you earlier. So the first one we're going to be dealing with will be the Gartley pattern. Now, what exactly is this patterns? How do you trade them? How do you identify them? The first rule for you trading any of these advanced patterns is to ensure that you have what they call the impulse leg. Now, it could be a bullish impulse leg. I think I'd like to make that a bit thicker. Yeah, that should be fine. So you should have the bullish impulse leg, or you have the bearish impulse leg. Draw that to the side. Yep. So that's the first thing you have to look for in the market to be able to start trading this pattern. By that, what do I mean? Let me see if I can find any. Okay, so let's say, for instance, now come to this pair. This is an impulse leg. This is an impulse leg. Oops, wrong. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. This is an impulse leg. 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 Well, you get the gist. So that's pretty much what the first thing you have to identify. You need to make sure that the market is either going up or it's coming down. So it has an impulse leg. So that is the first thing. And the next thing you have to look for is the retracement, or another word for that is the pullback. That thing right there, that is the pullback. I'll do that onto the bearish as well. So it means that this is if I was trying to trade the bullish market, the bullish pattern. Let me write that down. Bullish. Make the size is too large. Let me make that 14. No, just small. 16. So I like to do just like one of where I was learning it from. Is how we did his, and I liked it. So yep, have that like that, have that like that, green, and have this red, just to be able to give that distinction. So permit me, I'm going to take this as slow as possible because I want you guys to actually really understand it. I want you to really understand it as to talk. So I'm going to take it as slow as possible. So okay, take this to this side. So this is the bearish Gartley. So that's the two things: an impulse leg, then a pullback. An impulse leg, a pullback. So it means that's dropping, and then there's a pullback. So that's the first thing that you need to identify, those two levels in the market. Now we have names. They have names. One of them, his one is called the X. Like that's the very first one on the list. There is called the X. Yep, that's the X. Oh, this thing is gonna get in the way. And then the one on the top here is called the A. It's called the A. The same thing for this one as well. Yep. So just know that when you're doing that, you're trying to design or draw your, what's it called now, your patterns. This is what you have to look out for. You must label them like this. Okay. So now I have succeeded. I've identified these things, this impulse leg. I need to know where the pullbacks will get to. That is why we have this tool right here. It says that the AB would be 61.8, 61.8. But how do I find that? That is where my advanced tool Fibonacci comes into play. So I pick up my Fibonacci tool. Where is it now? Fibonacci. That's the one. Fibonacci retracement tool. I picked that up, and because it's a bullish market, I have to draw it all the way from the. I shouldn't even be using this because I have a customized Fibonacci level that I use. But let's just see. I have to take it all the way from the ground to the top here. Yep. Take it all the way from the ground to the top. And what does the rule say? The pullback AB must be 61.8. What is AB? That's A to B must be 61.8. This impulse, this pullback, this level here is called B. Let me write that down so you can see that. Where is it? B. And that should be 61.8. So we might have a little bit of background noise. My wife is on the phone. So that's my impulse leg. That's my retracement. And so here to here must be 61.8. So I'm going to draw this. So what does this mean? It means this retracement, this pullback must not go beyond 61.8. it has to touch 61.8. So it means if it stops at 50, it's not valid. If it stops at 38, it's not valid. Definitely not valid if it stops at 23. And it mustn't go beyond your 61.8. Yep. Now, if we're using the other tool, the MT4, I think I'm more comfortable to using that one. So I'll use this for a while. If it gets out of hand, I'll go switch to MT4. I really needed to see all of this in percentages, not in these numbers. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. The same thing would happen to this one, and because I'm in a bearish situation, what I'm going to be doing, I'll be drawing it in. This one I picked it from the ground to the up. For this one, I'm going to pick it from the up to the ground. The same way we draw Fibonacci from the X to the A, and this leg must be 61, 61.8. So I'm going to pull that to this level, 61.8. Make sure it touches it. So what does this mean? It means if I go to the market, maybe I'm here right now. I'm not going to, like I said, I don't want to really do an example. So let's say this is my impulse leg, X to A. So if I pick this up, if I draw it, the retracements, this will be my X, this will be my A. It means my retracement should be, this pullback right here should be 61.8. Look at this, it stopped at the 50. So this is not a valid Gartley. So I need to let this go. Yep. So that's just to show you what that means. We'll take more examples at later session, but just to give you an understanding of how we begin. So that is that 61.8, 61.8. Now the next line level we're looking for is the retracement of the AB. The retracement of the AB is what we're looking for, which is this one, BC. The retracement of AB, which is BC. Now, come back here. It means that we need a line from here to C. Let me change that color again. Make that green. So, pardon me, I'm going to delete this Fibonacci here to give you that. So we already identified where our A is, identified where our B is. Now we are identifying our C. I'm going to take this out again as well. Same thing. We're looking for our C. So we'll draw it all the way from this level to this level. You may not know what it is yet until we use the rule, the Fibonacci 2. And what does that 2 say? Hold on, let me label this. That's C. That's C. And that is C. Okay. I'm trying to use this color so it just pretty much just differentiates it from the other patterns. The other pattern. So this is the bullish and this is the bearish. As you can see, it's the direct opposite of this one. Now the market came up, it pulled back, and now went up. So this right now, what are we looking for? What should be the level of this pullback? The rule says here the level of that pullback should be 38.2 to 88.6. But just to add a little bit extra to that rule, it can actually go beyond 88.6, but it must not go back. It must not go back to A. On no occasion or no circumstance should C go back to touch A. So it means this level right here, I'm going to take my Fibonacci and draw all the way from here down here. And it must be between 38 and 88.6 or more, but less than this 100. So if this goes all the way to this level, it renders this invalid. But it can stop here. It can stop in the 88. Like I said, I have my Fibonacci levels. It's much more, it's better. I have extra levels there. But let's say this stopped at this level. Yep. Let's just say it stopped at 38. Yep. So that means that is my level. That's my C leg. That's where my C leg is at. Do the same thing for this one as well. Where is my C leg? A to B. Pick my Fibonacci from A to B and look for my C leg. My C leg must not be much more than, must not get to 100. That is this A. In fact, A is the no-go area, but it can go as high as 88 and even beyond. It mustn't even touch it. So let's say this stops at 88, 38.2, which is the minimum level it should get to. That's fine. So I'm going to delete this right now. Delete this one as well. Yep. So this is what this looks like. So A, B, I'll probably just put one line here just to get that just show us that that's not supposed to see, it's not supposed to get there. So just know that. So this is a no-go area. So it means this must not get to this level. It can go as high as this level, but if it gets to this level, renders it invalid. Let me change this color to make it green as well, to just make it different from the previous one. Yep. Now, when that is done, what am I looking for now? I'm looking for my last leg, which is the D leg. It is the D leg I'm looking for, which is the level where we take our trade from. For some of us that took the GJ trade today, remember how I showed you that the D leg is where we will be taking our trade from. Again, that was based on confluence with other strategies that we used. Remember, I was looking at it, I was showing you on the platform when we did the weekly analysis. We saw how it broke the trend line, went back and retested it. So that was one. There was another trend line it broke and retested. That was two. And the third one was this confluence with the advanced pattern. That's the only reason why we took that trade. So now, when that is done, so the next thing we want now is the extension of that A to B. So look at that. You need to find your D and your CD, or your extension of your CD, which can be 78.6% of XA or 127 to 161% of BC. Basically, it's actually 127, 161 of BC, you know. So how do you find that? Real simple. Bring your Fibonacci to, again, take it from A to B. No, okay, this is not correct. It should actually be the extension. Fibonacci extensions, 2 levels. I'm going to show you the 2 levels. Can I either use this Fibonacci extension? I hope this is the one. And take it from B. Sorry, excuse me. So take it from A to B and back to A. So that's how you use the extension. So what are you looking for right now? You're looking for the 127 or 161. So let's see, 161 will be somewhere around here, 127 will be somewhere around here. So let's just assume, like I said, if I used my my tool, my own Fibonacci, I should find my levels easily because they're all written down there. So this would be my leg D. This would be my D leg. Where I'm going to take you to the main, to my MT4, where I can show you the. So this is it. This is my D leg. The same thing for this guy as well. Take it from A to B and back to A. So give you your D leg, which will make your D around somewhere around here, somewhere around there. So take this. Mind you, on this may seem a bit confusing because you are just looking at it for the first time. You haven't really, you know, traded it before, so don't feel you need to know it today. You might need to go back and watch the video again. Or if you have, after I've done it, if you have questions, you can always ask me. Oh, this shouldn't be. Sorry, I have to change this color. Yep, and that to red as well. So now, that's number one. Then the second thing you would want to do, just to confirm that, is to pick your Fibonacci again and take your BC. Is it BC now? BC. Okay, let me see if this is okay. I don't like the way this Fibonacci is working. Anyways, I'm gonna show you on the main MT4. I'm not really a fan of trading view. So right now, as you can see, it's all formed. This is all done. All you need to do now is just to complete the triangle. If you like, some people don't like to complete it. You can complete it using the XABCD pattern. And how do you do that? Draw here, take it up here, drag it down here, get up here, and then finish it up here. That completes your Gartley pattern. The same thing with this one. Take it from here, bring it down here, take it to this B, take it to C, and take it to D. That's your bearish Gartley pattern. Now, where do you enter your trade from? Good question. This is where you take your trade from. That is where you take your trade from for your bullish. That is where you take your trade from. And then for your bearish, this is where you take your trade from the T leg. Excuse me. Yep. And how do you know what your target would be? Good question. What you need to do is to draw all the way from your A to your D like this. Your target, my first target, like I normally do, is my 38.2. That is my first target. And my second target is my 61.8. If I do choose to take a second target, but my first target is always that 38.2. Where would be my stop loss? Normally, some people have different ways of putting this stop loss in. Some would tell you you should do a 1-to-1 of your first target just in case it breaks your C. But like I like to say, I like to be very conservative and very conservative. So you want to put your stop loss here, somewhere a few pips, maybe like 10 to 20 pips away from your X level. Let's say this is your X level. Your stop loss will probably be somewhere around here. Some people put their stop loss on the X level, but most times you'll notice that even when you trade this, you'll notice that price comes in and hits your stop loss, your X level before falling. So sometimes you just want to put your levels below a few pips, maybe 10 to 20 pips below your X level here. So this will be your stop loss. Your target 38.2 or 61. So the same thing here as well. Stop loss somewhere around here. Yep, and then your target again. You take it all the way from your A to your D. So this will be your target right here. Your first target 38 and your second target from that same level to your 61. Yep, stop loss somewhere around here. So that is the simplest way to draw a Gartley pattern. Simplest way to draw a Gartley pattern. Now I'm going to look at that on, probably do it better, look at it on this chart. I think, what was I looking at earlier? Which chart was I looking at? Okay, let me see. Okay, let me pick another one. Um, okay, so I'm gonna have to do it on this place right now to see if I can. So right now, exactly the same thing. What are you looking for? The impulse leg to the upside. Yep, you're looking for this impulse leg. Yep, it's a bit thicker. Yep. So when you found that, you found the market that rallies to the upside, the next thing you'll be looking for is the retracement, the pullback. Yep. So again, this is your X. You know, oh, sorry, make that a bit bigger than what it is now. That is your X. Okay, sorry. Okay, it's fine here. So that is your X, and then this is your what? That is your A. Yep. So what are you looking for now? What leg are you looking for now? Yes, you guessed it. Your B leg. That is what leg, the leg you're looking for. Why? Because that is the retracement. That is the pullback of your XA. It is the pullback of your XA. And how do you find the exact number based on what you've been given here? Because it said Gartley, your AB should be 61.8. So how do you find it? Using your Fibonacci. So this leg should be 61.8, but how do you find it? You have to draw it, your Fibonacci, from your X to your A. Yep. So what level are you looking for? I'm looking for a 38. Oh, sorry, a 61.8, which is that level. That is where price must get to. Price cannot be lower than that. It can't be 23, it can't be 38, it can't be 50, it can't be 78. It must be 61.8. Yep, to make this a valid Gartley. So when that is have been identified, the same thing happens on the bearish as well. I'm going to show that as well because I want to make sure that you really understand how this is drawn. So after you must have found your impulse leg and your retracement or your pullback, which is your AB, what you're looking for now is your C leg, which is the pullback of your AB. So this is the leg you're looking for. You want this leg to go up. Yep. Now, what does the rule say? This is that leg. You're looking for BC because your BC would be the pullback of your AB. So what is that leg? It has to be between 38.2 or higher, meaning it has to at least touch 38.2. It can be higher. It can get up to 688.6, but it mustn't get to your A level. It mustn't get to the 100% level. So what do I mean by that? Means if you pick your Fibonacci 2, remember this is your A and this is your B. So you can draw it all the way from your A to your B. So that pullback, this C leg must not go beyond 80, 88.6. It can't touch 100 because that is your A leg. It can't touch 100. So it must start at least from your 38 leg, which is this one right here. 38. So it may be at 50, it's not bad. It may be at the 61.8, not bad. Maybe at the 78.6, not bad. Let's just keep it at the 61.8, for a change. But it mustn't get to 100. So that is the leg. That is your C leg. This leg here is your C leg. Yep, that is your C leg. So that is what it looks like so far in the market. What are you looking for now? Your D leg. Your D leg is the extension. Is the extension of all of this, will be extension of this move right here, which will normally be on the downside. So what are you looking for? You want that line that would draw, take you continue, because this is a pullback, right? That's a pullback. You want to find a leg that would continue that move. You know, you had that move, you had that pullback. You had that move, you had that pullback. Now you have this move, you want this pullback, but this is indeed not a pullback. It's really a continuation. So you want to know how far this leg should go. Yep. So how do you do that? Two ways. Now you can find XA, and that XA must be, according to the rule, SA must be 76% of, it has to be, that pullback must be, CD must be 76% of XA. So this CD must be 76%, 78.6, sorry, of XA. So it means this is the level you're looking for. This is where your D must be, right here. D. So it means this has to be this level. D. So let me take this off. So this is where your D leg must be. Also, if you draw your extension from here, maybe to here, and take it back to this level, let me see if I did it properly. Yeah, it must be 127 to 161 of BC. 127 of 161 of BC. So it means, where am I drawing it from? Okay, I think I must have gotten it wrong. 127 to 161 of BC. So if I draw it from BC, if I draw my extension from BC, excuse me. So if I draw this BC, B to C, I must get a 127. It must align with 127. So look at that. 127 should be around the same level. If I draw my 127 right there, I should be able to find it. Also, another level it says is that it must be between 127 and 161. So it may even be between these two levels. So my BC or my D leg would be maybe between this level. So all of that. That is what it's trying to say. So it means if price comes into that level, either it is 78.6 of XA, which is what we found out before that we got the D, or 127 to 161.8, 161.8 of BC, doing it from BC. So I have to find my D within this zone. That is what it really means. So there has to be that confluence between that 76 and that 127. So at the end of the day, when I put this together, this is what I should find in the market. This is what should happen in the market. It's what I should see in the market, so that I can trade the D level. And where would be my TP? Again, your TP would be from A to D. First TP would be 38, which would be this level right here. Second TP would be maybe 61.8, this level right here. So let me take these things out. So my first TP would be from this D leg to this place, and my second TP would be from this leg. Normally I don't really take the second TP, I just take the first TP and go and leave the market, because I actually basically trade this on the higher time frame, more than on the lower time frame. So that, where would my stop loss be? A few pips above, 10 to 20 pips above my X. Let's say this is my X. My stop loss would be somewhere around here. So that just in case that D decides to go below, I would still be able to remain in the trade without being kicked out, prematurely. So that is that example. That is that example. I can do it again just for clarity purposes. Take it again. So we come, you see that impulse leg to the upside. Well, let me try to the upside again. I'm going to try for the bearish again. That, and we see this. So we are looking for this right now. We're looking for this market to retrace to the 61.8. Let's see. Up, take it from the X. Sorry, I need to label that. So my X leg should be, that's my A, and I'm looking for my B right now. So my B must be 61.8. Am I on point? Yes, must be 61.8. So that's my B level, my B leg, 61.8. Yep. So when that is done, what am I looking for now? I'm looking for my C leg. That is the pullback of this AB. I've already found it here. That is 38 or 88.6. It can go as high as 88.6. So I'm looking for this C leg. The C leg that must not on any occasion break this high or get to that high. So what should it be? Could be a 38.2, a 50, a 61.8, or an 88.6. So let's see how that goes. So I take my Fibonacci again from my A down to my B just to find that pullback. Where did it get to? It says it can get to 88.6. Not bad. So why don't I can put it there? It's fine. And then what am I looking for now? The last leg. Remember, this is your C leg that you've just found. That mustn't get to your 100 or your A. So that is my C leg. So what am I looking for now? I'm looking for the pullback or the extension or the continuation of that AB move leg. So which leg am I looking for now? This leg to the downside is what I'm looking for. And the rule says it should be 78.6 of XA or 127.0 to 161.8 of BC. So let's say I pick up my BC. I can say BC 0 to 100 of C. It needs to be between 127 and 161.8. So that's 127 and 161. See? So it means my D leg should be between this level and this level. This is where my D leg should be. So it also means that it can be 78.6 of XA. So let's say I take my my XA, my XA here. It should be in that level. Look at this. They did not align. So that's my D leg. My D leg should be inside here. So my 78 is in that level as well. That same level where I found the 127 and 161. So that's just to confirm what these guys are saying. Now, one other thing I could do is to take an extension of my XP. Let me see if that would align as well. Extension of my XP. That should be 127 as well, and 161. So that's one other way you can do it. Find the extension of AB, because this is an extension anyway. You want to find the retracement, and it has to be between 127 and 161 as well. That is why you have that. So it falls within that level. Yep. So if I was going to trade this, I would always make sure that I would be monitoring this level. Now, the truth about this advanced pattern is you only trade the D. Oh, sorry. You only trade the D. You may not know what is going to happen. That's the good thing about it. But you already know what the rule is. You already know what to look for. So you won't be missing anything, and you won't have any reason to jump into the trade prematurely. So that is what a Gartley pattern looks like. So I will trade this. My TP will be where? Will be Fibonacci taken from A to D. And my first TP will be my 38 level. So I take it from here to my 38 level, which is where I found it. And my second TP will be from the same level to 61.8 level. Now, some people say you can do a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio just to be able to manage your risk. That's if you're taking it from, if this is your TP, then it means your first risk should be around, oops, sorry about that. Your first risk should be around something like this, you know. So, but I think that's too wild. It's too far apart. That's a lot of risk, you know. So what I would normally do, just take a few pips, 10 to 20 pips below my X. Yep. So even though it comes in and breaks me, takes me out of the I'm not in the trade, it hits my stop loss, because most times for me trading this, I tend to trade it on a pending order. You know, if it comes in and takes me into the trade and I lose the trade, I won't lose so much. You know, another way you can trade it is to wait for it to come to that D level, then get a good confirmation to trade it. Maybe like an engulfing candle and a retest of that level, you know, just the way we used to trade harmonic scanner. Or you put a pending order, like we said, on the D leg. So when price comes to that level, you can sell it or buy it to whatever level you choose, whether the 38 or the 61.8. So that is how you do that one. So I'm just gonna do for the downside now before we go tonight. Like I said, I'm not going to really look at the examples. Just want you to have an idea of what these patterns look like. So next week, I say next week. Okay, whatever other time we come on this channel, we're going to do an example for it. I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of the patterns. But the truth is once you have an understanding of one of it, you can easily mirror the same principle on the rest of the other patterns. Yep, it's the same principle. Get the AB, get BC, get CD. So, but let's try it on the bearish side of things right now. So we find the impulse leg to the downside, which is our A, X here. Our B, sorry, our A. And then what are we looking for? Our B leg, which is the pullback of that impulse move. The pullback of that move. So we're looking for the pullback. This move happened. We're looking for the pullback. So how do you find it? Fibonacci. You draw it all the way from the top, the same way we do for bearish markets. We draw it from the top of the impulse to the bottom of the impulse. By the way, if you don't have these levels on your Fibonacci, just let me know and I would send you those levels so you can add them to your Fibonacci. So you can have it for them, because this includes not just the Fibonacci retracement, it also includes the extension. So you don't really need this Fibonacci extension, to be honest, really. You don't really need it, because everything has been incorporated into one Fibonacci. As you can see, I have them on all sides. I have the extensions, both positive to negative as well. Yep, so, okay. So that, we're looking for what level now? What did it say? 61.8. So the B leg must be 61.8. Mustn't be more than, or mustn't be less than, for us to confirm that this is a valid Gartley. Yep. So now after that is done, what leg are we looking for now? You guessed it, the C leg. And the C leg must be, it is the pullback of this. Remember, impulse. If this was an impulse, you're looking for the pullback. Pullback will normally be like this. The same thing with this. This is impulse. Pullback will normally be like this. You know, a drop, then a pullback. This one, an impulse, then a pullback. So we're looking for the pullback, which is your BC. which is where you have BC here. So it must be between 38 and 88.6. So now how do you find your C? Your C, you must use your Fibonacci again. Draw it from the leg, from your A to your B. Yep. And now your C must be between your 38 and your 88.6. Mustn't get to your A, which would never be your 100. You mustn't get there. So it needs to be at least 38, which would be somewhere around here. So I can just put it in 38. Yep. So the other time I tried 78, the other time I tried 88.6. It could be any of this level, but it mustn't be lower than 38. So let's say that is where we have a C leg getting to. See? So what are we looking for now? Yes, the extension. So we're looking for our D leg because this is AB pullback. So we're looking for that continuation to the upside. This is the AB pullback. We're looking for the continuation to the upside. Or you can say BC. What do you want? Pullback. So the pullback of BC or the continuation of AB. So what does that mean? It means we have to look for a D leg. And how do you find your D leg? Fibonacci again. And the rule says here that your D leg, that's your CD, must be 78.6% of XA. So let's say we have XA. The rule says that your XA must be, CD must be 78.6%. So where's CD? CD now, meaning this leg, CD must be 76.8, which is this level here. That's that level. Now, since we know that these things, the way they work here, they might come into a level, not a particular line per se. So they also say it must be at least, be in confluence or coincide with your 1.27 or 127.0 to 161.8 of BC. So BC, this is BC right here. So we take BC, B to C, and it must be 127 to 161.8. So between that level should be where your D should be located. Now, if you look at it, where is your D? It should be between 127. This is 127 right here, and this is 160. And if you look at it, it's okay. Let me draw this other one again, so that you can see what I'm trying to say. Can you see how this aligns with this one? Can you see how your 78 aligns with your 161? And it's pretty much between the same, because they said it should be between 127 and 161. So if it's not 127, it can be 161. And again, you've already found your alignment with your 78.6. So that may actually be your D leg. Your D leg would be that level, because that's the one that has the confluence. So you can say that is your confluence. So now if I'm supposed to trade this, oh, come on. Okay, think about that. Sorry about that. So if I'm supposed to trade this, take this out as well. What am I looking for? Looking for that D leg. So now, where am I going to? I'm looking for this to come down. And what would be my target? My target would be A. I will taking it from A to D. My target would be 38.2. My first target. Second target would be from that D to 61.8. Yep. And where would be my stop loss? Unfortunately, this is really high. So my stop loss would be some 10 to 20 pips around here. See? That's where my stop loss would be. So let me take that out of there. It's as simple as that. Okay, so I'm going to drop this call right now. I'm going to stop the recording, then I'm going to take questions. And if you're watching this and you have any questions, please drop your questions on the platform and stay tuned for the next session where I will be looking at your butterfly. I'll be looking at the parts, and I'll be looking at the which one? Yeah, the butterfly, the parts, and also I'll be looking at the cipher pattern as well, which is one of my best patterns that I like to trade. So, and then after that, I'll also be looking at the different examples that exist in the market. Remember, the advanced patterns are only used for confirmation. So I don't want you to go with just looking at the advanced pattern, then jumping on your trades based on your Ds, because they are not very, none of the patterns, none of the advanced tools are foolproof or 100% accurate. No tool whatsoever really is 100% accurate. The only thing that you can guarantee that you'll have control over is your stop loss on your money and risk management. That's the only thing you have control over. So guys, thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you in next session. Bye bye.